So Children's Investment Fund Foundation is a UK-based international philanthropy focused on ensuring that children are healthy, safe, and have opportunities. This requires global partnership because obviously philanthropy cannot deliver this alone. It also requires a holistic approach that goes beyond traditional children's issues. We need to ensure that families and communities are flourishing in order for children to grow and flourish themselves. So that's why we're proud to be in a room together with this community where we're all united by the same goals. And we have to recognize that huge progress has been made over recent decades by investing in essential public services and achieving greater prosperity. But we all know we need a new path forward, because the world looks different, as the ministers have said. Malnutrition, climate shocks, water scarcity, they're just one or two examples of how interconnected these crises are. And solving them requires us to work across systems, not in silos, not in isolated sectors, not in separate ministries, but together, focusing relentlessly on measurable outcomes for children and communities. Governments also need to earn legitimacy and public trust when they deliver results, but so do all of the development partners that work alongside them, delivering better health services, cleaner water, jobs and resilience. That has to be our North Star. Results have to be our North Star. We know the status quo does not deliver affordable finance at the pace and scale that's needed to meet societal goals around the world. Publics are increasingly questioning aid's value, and our collective credibility depends on whether we're making a tangible difference in people's lives. And this is in a context of ever-worsening climate change, and every moment we delay just makes communities more insecure and more vulnerable. Security is not just about guns and walls, it is about all of the things that we're gathered here to talk about. We must acknowledge that the collapse of ODA has been deeply felt. Often it's children with missing vaccines or dropping out of school or facing malnutrition who feel the effects, or women who don't have access to contraception to plan their families or have to hunt for hours for clean water. These are the people that pay the price when resources are scarce. And we cannot give up entirely on ODA. We know that those incredibly precious taxpayer resources can deliver results and have often been a matter of life and death for people in humanitarian emergencies. And, not but and, two things can be true at once. We should also not accept the status quo. We need to move forward with a fresh and shared vision of international partnership. We need renewed accountability for results that convinces citizens worldwide that money is being well spent on their behalf, and emphasizes, as we've heard so many times, capacity, building capacity for resilience and self-reliance. This vision needs to mobilize the multilateral institutions that we have, MDBs, but also national institutions, public development banks, and the vertical health and climate funds. All of those have a crucial role to play. So this is why we are co-hosting this conference, not because philanthropy thinks we can or should just fill gaps, but we have a responsibility to provide the scaffolding that can help accelerate progress towards society's goals. Because philanthropy doesn't choose where we go. We already have the SDGs, the Paris Agreement, and international goals that everyone has signed up to. We need to support all of those here with innovation, with evidence generation, and building coalitions. And there are so many successful examples already, whether it's climate prosperity plans from the V20 countries or the compacts for investments in water that are being delivered under the Water Forward initiative of the MDBs, or outcome-based financing that India and South Africa have been pioneering within their own governments. As philanthropy, our role is to nurture and grow these ideas and help reduce the costs so that they can be attractive and sustainable for governments. And importantly, to build state capacity to deliver unassisted. And as CIFF, we're working with governments and other partners that put children and communities at the center of that work. So we're all here because we have a commitment to act together. And we all know that the UK is hosting the G20 next year, and I'm sure that's why many of you are here. But it's important that we build coalitions that persist across conferences and summits and presidency initiatives and deliver consistent reform with the alignment that the ministers are talking about. We can't hand it from presidency to presidency. We have to take collective accountability and hold those presidents of these summits accountable, but also support them by delivering increasing consensus on the changes that need to be made. Because performance for people is what justifies our being here today. The conversations here must create a tangible roadmap for results. The proof of our impact won't necessarily be felt in this room, but if we establish a better way of working, it will be felt in the lives and dignity and opportunity and joy of children around the world if we choose.